session on Kaggle for machine learning. She's a highly regarded data scientist working as a consultant for infinite sum modeling. She was not only ranked among the top 10 data scientists for 2020 by Analytics India magazine, she's also the first woman to become a Kaggle double grandmaster. Imagine that. She specializes in probabilistic graphical models and excels at what she does, but she certainly knows a lot more than just data science and artificial intelligence. She can hold a conversation in any topic, ranging from economics to psychology. She's a trailblazer, creating a path for herself and other women where there previously was none, and an inspiration for women in STEM across the world. Welcome, Miss Rengaraju.
Ananya and Lokesh.
It's incredible to have you here.
Yeah, sure. It's my pleasure to be here, Ananya, Lokesh, and Yuvraj, and all the organizing members. It's a great event. I've been to VIT Value campus a lot of times when my brother-in-law was posted there. And so it's an incredible campus. You have one of the biggest libraries in Asia itself. I mean, it's an amazing campus to be there. And it's my pleasure to do this session today. I'll start sharing my screen.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah. Today's session is going to be on Kaggle 101. So I want you all to go to kaggle.com quickly. I'm going to share the URL there. Just go to Kaggle in the chat window, check for the URL in the chat window. Is the chat disabled by any chance? Okay, yeah. So go to kaggle.com and quickly create an account using your Gmail ID, register with Google, and quickly create an account in Google. Just fill in the basic details like your name and just the basic details like where you're from, city and stuff. 2 or 3 details should be enough. The mandatory field should be enough, like the name, and if you want, you can mention student at VIT value or the basic details. If you want, you can add your photograph, or even if you don't add your photograph, it's still fine. Quickly create an account, because there are a lot of things which I'll be talking about will revolve. I mean, you can navigate a lot in the platform while I'm talking about it if you have an account. So quickly create an account in Kaggle. And I would also like to point out Kaggle has a BIPOC mentorship program. And so it is for the full form. You can go and find it about this BIPOC program. The reason why I'm specifically talking about this BIPOC project, Black, Indigenous, and People of Color, this particular project, Kaggle had earlier sent out a notification that it's giving a scholarship for this Black, Indigenous, and People of Color. And you will be getting a scholarship of $1,000, and you will also be getting a mentor for 3 months, where and you will get extra notebooks quota, and you will get $1,000 GCP credit, and you will also be taken, you will have a session for a very curated session with top experts all over the world. A lot of things like this. The reason why I'm specifically mentioning about the BIPOC project at the beginning is they sent out a notification around November last year. I'm one of the mentors for that, and I have a mentee. My mentee is from VIT Vellore. She's a final year student from Electronics and Communications Department, and her name is Muskan Jain. She's my mentee, so I'm the mentor for her, and it's been a great journey. So the last year the applications got over, and I don't want you guys to miss out on this year's application. That is the reason I'm talking about this particular Kaggle BIPOC mentorship program right in the beginning. And so it might start out somewhere in November, October. Watch out for this application and apply for it. There's a higher probably 88% of the applicants are women. So there's a higher probability that if you're a woman, you're going to get selected. But men also have a very minimal probability of getting selected. But this year the statistics has been 88% women, but I'm not sure of the next year. So please do apply for that program. It's a very very good program, and you get mentorship support from 36 mentors, and you have a Slack group. Unfortunately, my laptop has some problem with the camera, and so there's some integration problem. So my camera doesn't work, and so there's a lot which I'm going to show you on the screen. Hope I'm apologize for this my minimal technical glitch. And so let's get started with the session for today, Kaggle 101, and go to the Kaggle platform. See, there are a lot of you some of you might come from computer science background, some of you may not be from computer science background, and it's going to be a mixed background. Some of you might not have even basic knowledge in Python and basic knowledge in data science. And if you want to get started with Kaggle, how do you get started with? So there is something called Kaggle Courses. If you go to Kaggle Courses, and you have 16 micro courses here, and these 16 micro courses gives you free certifications. So you get free certifications from these 16 micro courses, and it's also free of cost. So when I say micro courses, these courses will not teach you everything in the world about data science. They're micro courses, which means it's going to be only 4 hours, very short and crisp. If you can pay full attention, you can finish it off in just 1-2 hours per course. It's just for even less than a hour, you can finish it off as well. And so if you're very fond of certificates, then you can make use of this. This will teach you everything for you to get up and started in Kaggle, but not everything in data science. So the bare minimum which you need to know, you can get up and started using these courses. And the next thing which you know is a lot of people find it right now. We have an access to a specific Slack where there are a lot of the BIPOC mentees who got selected across the globe. There are 49 of them. We have access. There are a lot of people who have been exchanging conversation. So one of them, I forgot the country she's from. She had written, it took her at least 2 to 3 months for her to get comfortable with platform. She didn't have anyone to guide through, and so she had to figure it out herself. She kept, searching for what to do, and she had no one to guide her. So if that is the case, you want to get started with Kaggle, but the platform is very very intimidating. The one thing which I would recommend is go to click on more, and you will be able to find a documentation here. Kaggle documentation is, I'm going to walk you through the important things in all these particular pages, but there could be some things which I cannot cover in this short span of time. Those things you can always read it from this documentation. Kaggle documentation is excellent, and you will find all you need to know about these sections, and very detailed. The most important thing is competition. So you'll find everything about the different types of competitions, how to get started, right from forming teams to everything. And Kaggle has is huge repository of data sets. If I'm not wrong, Kaggle conducted a data set competition. That is, you will have to submit a research data set, and the best winner gets around the funding of $5,000. I think a professors from group of professors from VIT Vellore won that competition. I'm not sure of who that exact professor name is, but if you Google it out, you will be able to figure out that data set scholarship research fund last year, especially during COVID, is when they announced the winner. So the professor from VIT Vellore and group of them, I think 3 to 4 of them, won that award as well. So periodically they conduct data set research grants and all that. Watch out for it. And you also have something called notebook section where you can share a lot of your ideas and all that. And I'll be walking you through the important things which you need to know about notebooks. And next, coming up with runtime accelerators. Kaggle gives you free GPUs and TPUs, but there is a limitation. Kaggle gives you only 30 hours of free TPU and 40 hours of free GPU per week per person. And people can they create, out of ignorance, people create multiple accounts so that they can get this extra GPU, TPU. Don't get involved with such ideas. Kaggle platform has been there for 10 years. So, coming up with such creative ideas, a lot of people like you who would have thought of all that. And would have tried it out. So Kaggle has seen all types of people with all these ideas. So don't try multiple account creation. Or the specific reason why I'm stressing out on this multiple creation thing is I'll just walk you through a particular incident. So what happened was there was a recent competition, women in data science competition, which happened recently. And what one of my team and one of my good friends, she was also participating in that competition. Her name is Vidhi, and she placed around seventh in that competition. I'll go here. See, I'm just teaming up with Muskan. So she is my mentee, Kaggle mentee. So I've just teamed up with her. So we are not. I'm not very serious about participating. We just thought we'll team up. Uh, so this is the WITS Datathon. So my team is ranked first in India, but in the world we placed only sixth. So every country does a regional winner. So in India and France we placed sixth, and there was a person who's from Bangalore. She placed on seventh. Her team was removed after 2 months of the competition. She had no idea why her team got removed, and she teamed up with a lot of people across the world. So one of them had multiple accounts a team. So after 2 hours, 2 months, you work very hard and you are almost placing in the top 10, and then your team gets removed because one of your teammates you had no idea but had multiple accounts. That's a huge thing. So don't have multiple accounts, just have only one account per participant, only one account. And if you have multiple accounts, ensure you get it deleted. And the second thing is so this is about the competition, the illegal activities and all that. And don't think you want extra GPU quota, so I'll create 2-3 accounts and make use of the GPU quota and all that. Don't do it. Colab gives you only 30 hours of the 40 hours of GPU and 30 hours of TPU. And then the second thing which you need to know about is, and Colab gives you unlimited GPU and TPU. People don't understand the importance of free TPUs. Once I was participating in a competition last December. It was a video based competition. That's when the new year comes. So I was somebody, one of the cloud providers. They said they'll sponsor us for the competition, give us free cloud credits, and provided we write an article for them. But unfortunately, in spite of them giving that offer, what happened was the New Year time, they all had gone for holidays. They had asked us to reach out to them before a particular date. I missed out on that date, and they had gone for the holidays. They've totally switched off their mobiles and everything. And the competition is ending on Jan 4th. That's when everyone is coming from holidays. So the only resource which I had, none of us in the team have GPUs, so powerful GPUs and all that. And this Kaggle thing quota got over, and we were totally stuck. That's when I understood the power of free GPUs and TPUs in Colab. See, whatever Kaggle is giving you, V38 unlimited TPU, it's very, very costly. So if you're going to use GCP cloud credits, go check the value for per hour. How much is TPU credit? So it is per hour. TPU's the V3 8-core machine costs you $8. And if you're using V2 8-core machine, it costs 32-core machine, it costs you around $32. And something which is like $30 and $8 per hour, Kaggle is giving you for free. And Colab, you get unlimited GPUs, and Google is very generous to give you such kind of configurations for free. So make the best use of them. Not everyone has powerful GPUs and machines at your home. So when make the best use of such resources. And so I'll also be walking you through what is GPU, what is TPU. So both GPUs and TPUs are for parallel processing. They are runtime accelerators. When you take deep neural network, something with extensive multiplications and additions, then TPUs and GPUs perform very well for neural network training. But you can use sometimes GPU for tabular data training as well if the number of records are too high and all that, 1 million rows and all that. But if it's going to be a tabular data and very small data and data set, and if you use TPUs there, you may not get better performance of them. They're generally used for deep neural network trainings with lots and lots of data. And so we will be covering up all these important sections and what is it and how to get started and all that. And let's start with competitions. So there are different types of competitions. You have research competitions, you have featured competitions and getting started competitions, and you have playground competitions. Sometimes recruiters also conduct competitions. For example, you're conducting an hackathon in your university. What if you want to conduct a Kaggle datathon instead of hackathon next year? You can do it in Kaggle. You just require a data set, and next year if you want to conduct a datathon, you can just go to Kaggle, connect, and it will be an invite only competition. Only for the registrations will get an invite to participate in the datathon. This is also some form of recruiting or some form of conducting hackathons and all that. You can do it. And these are the different types of competitions. Some competitions are two-phase competitions. Currently we are I and Muskan, we are participating in a basketball competition. We both of us didn't have time to do much in that. We just enrolled for fun, and that competition is a two-phase. Today the results have come out on the historic data, but the actual basketball games are getting played out from tomorrow. And so only after the actual games gets over, we'll get to know who the real winner is. And so this is a two-phase competition. So there's some single phase competition, some code competitions, and there are a lot of things like this. So one thing which you need to really pay attention here is, sometimes I thought all playground competitions does not offer medals, but it's wrong. Some of the playground competitions also offers medal. For example, right now this basketball competition which is there, I'll just show you the competition. So the women competition is getting over today. So this is a two-phase competition. So if you see, this is a playground competition, but this playground competition awards ranking points and tires. So you will have to be very careful. Sometimes I thought, 2-3 months back, I thought playground competition does not offer. So for any competition, if you want to check if they have give medals and tires, you'll have to scroll down and check this whether this competition awards or not. Don't classify based on what kind of competition it is. So ensure you scroll down to the competition, check out if it offers ranking points and tires. And so this is very important. And this particular competition is a two-phase competition. If you see the timeline, the first competition is when you build a model on historical data. This is a national basketball, one of the champion leagues here. And the second phase is from Sunday the competition is starting, so the real world competition will play out, and you'll exactly figure out if your model has performed well or not. So this is about the two-phase competitions. There are different kinds of competitions. You are an absolute beginner and want to get started, and what I would recommend is get started with the getting started competitions. So you have some getting started competitions here, knowledge competitions here, which are very, very basics. You have all the solutions end to end given to you, and make use of it and participate in these knowledge competitions. So this is very, very important. And if you're an absolute beginner, once you're very comfortable with these knowledge competitions, then you can go and start participating in these ones which offers prizes and all that. So you don't have to participate alone. I was giving a workshop at I think ISB Hyderabad. So there are a lot of questions, via teammates online, how to team up. This was one of the questions which I was getting a lot. So if you want to team up, then you click on the team tab. This is my team. I'm just single person right now, so my name is coming up. So if your friend might also have a name in Kaggle, right? The Kaggle name he's having. So if you the person has to join the competition. There will be an option to join the competition. Once the person joins the competition, If you just type his his name, Kaggle name here, it will draw. You'll get a drop down. Then you can add him, select him, and then click on request merge, and you'll be able to. He'll get a request immediately, which he needs to accept. This is how you form teams in Kaggle. So you don't have to. You can form teams with people anywhere in the world. You don't have to worry about it, because every competition, for example, this is a competition which is going to end in a couple of days. I'm just selecting this competition. See, you have looking for team mega thread. So you have a lot of people who's looking for team. So you can just click that, and you can just go search here. A lot of people will say, I'm from here, I'm from there, I want to form a team, I'm looking for teammates, I know this, I'm a beginner, I'm an expert, and all that they say. And they ask. See, some people are saying, I get this, I'm currently in this score, and I'm looking for teammate. So they would have been in the competition for 2 months, and then they will say, I've achieved so much, and I'm looking for teammates and all that. So you just check out this thread. You will be able to. A lot of people have given their email ID itself. If you want to form teams, this is my email ID. So you can team up with anybody anywhere across the world. Don't forget to check out this thread. So this is a very important thread. This is there for every competition. And the next thing about competition is how to form teams, how to join a competition. Cheating, so don't get caught. A lot of people overexcited, beginners, all of that excitement, they try out a lot of illegal things, and then they get cheated. So the next thing is about data sets. So when you take data sets, there are competition data sets, which is like, for example, you're trying out new research paper implementation. You're writing that code from the scratch. You're pre-training the model. You've trained the model you're from the scratch, and you want to give this pre-trained model which you did to everyone in the competition. You can also upload that as a data set, or if you've come across any open source data set, and that data set has a license which you can reuse it, and it is not already present in Kaggle, you're free to upload it. And anything with Apache 2 license, MIT license, you can upload it. And how to create a new data set, and is everything step-by-step process on how to create a data set. You have it in the documentation. And you can data set can be for video format, audio format, text format, CSV file, JSON, any of these formats. And the next thing is, there are already, it is a huge repository of lot of data sets. So if you want to get your hands dirty with some basic tabular data and want to is looking for some data sets, there are lots out there. You have lots of image data, you have lots of audio data, so you can get your hands dirty in a variety of data sets. And the next thing is about notebooks. Personally, if I'm reading a research paper, for example, if it's ResNet or UNet or whatever cutting edge computer vision architectures, and I want to search for a basic sample code, the first thing which I go is I go to code here. Initially, it was kernels and notebooks, and now it's code. I go and I type here like the name of the thing, like whatever it is. Ceres next. Python. This is the name of a computer vision architecture, and I want some sample codes, and I'll go type it here. You can filter it on search based on several things, but I want to notebooks which has this implementation. Then I'll get a lot of people would have already done an implementation. This is a huge repository of knowledge sharing, not just in notebooks that you have in discussion forums as well. So be sure to check it out. And Kaggle has also got a huge community of people. So whatever be your interest, whether you're a beginner or computer vision or XGBoost or TPU or GPU, whatever is your interest, there's a huge community out there where you can join. For example, if you're interested in computer vision, click on computer vision, you can join this community. There are already 400, 500 people, 1,000 people in this community. You can join this community. And if you have any discussion threads, you can actually post it here. And there are a lot of people there are a lot of people share their knowledge here. So it's very, very important you share all your information and all the whatever you have doubts, you can ask your questions, and what other people are sharing also, you can check it out. So this is a great platform community. Whatever is your interest, based on your interest, you can make use of the discussion forums. Or if you have some suggestions for the Kaggle team, if you have suggestions with the product, you don't like the UI, or you want to give the suggestions, you can give it as a product feedback. Or if you're getting started, there are a lot of people out you similar to you getting started, you can meet them here. Or if you have any specific question answers, you can ask. You can also check out the data set questions forum. And you also have Kaggle Learn, which is for the Kaggle courses. If you have any doubts and queries regarding the Kaggle Learn, check it out here. So this is about the Kaggle platform. And this is how you will have to navigate. So there are so many documentations. There's also a note about progression, and there's also community guidelines, which I want you to check it out. This is very, very important for you to check out the guidelines. Without knowing these community guidelines, a lot of people do a lot of things out of ignorance. Please take your time to learn the community guidelines and ensure you don't violate any of them. And this is about Kaggle. And get started. See, when I got started, if you see my this thing, if you go to my platforms, yeah, I'm not very regular with Kaggle. So I started getting aggressively, actively Kaggling only from last year around November end. I think almost December 25th November is when I aggressively started Kaggling. And if you see my timeline, there are a lot of days when I did not Kaggle. And the reason why I was not very actively Kaggling is, see, I at one point thought, I cannot do anything in Kaggle. And Kaggle, only certain kinds of people can achieve things and all. So it's all in the mind. So you should get started right away. First, you should stop this negative belief, imposter syndrome, and all these thought process. It's very natural as human beings. There are a lot of thought process because of the society biases and where we live in. There are a lot of things influences us, and without us even realizing, there are a lot of these negative self beliefs which creep into our mind, and we don't have any control over it. And you should just get started. And anybody can do anything. And this is one thing which, with years of psychology and behavioral psychology experience, what I realized is anybody can achieve anything. What you need is, you need to put in effort persistently over a period of time. And if you put hard work over a period of time, and if you have a very specific goal, and if you are working towards that goal day in and day out, every day you put periodically 2 hours, you can achieve anything. Anything is possible. So first get started. First stop thinking that it's not possible, you can't do it and all that. It is possible and you can do it. Get started right away. Get started right now. Create an account using Kaggle.com and get started right away. There are a lot of students, there are a lot of people who are 17 years old, 16 years old, have become grandmasters. I'm sure VIT Vellore is one of the top universities in India and has got the best campus in Asia and the world. So I'm sure that a lot of grandmasters who can come out of VIT Vellore. There are a lot of interesting things you guys do, which I read in newspapers and all. Some scientists and researchers, postdoc researchers from VIT Vellore has invented this, that, this. I occasionally read a lot of such stories from in the newspaper. So there are a lot of talented people out there. Get started right away. And there are a lot of research competitions which happens in Kaggle, which means you're contributing to the open source research. So if you're coming up with some nice, see, you're all engineering students, so there is some pressure in the final year, third year, to put some research papers. Your professors might encourage you to publish research papers. So Kaggle, you can make use of it because there are several types of competitions. You also have research competitions. So for research competitions, if you're coming up with your own deep learning architecture or something like that, you you can convert that into a research paper. Or don't stop with you have completed an end-to-end solution to the competition, convert it into a web app, or convert it into a TF Lite model, or convert it into a TFJ, the model which works in a web browser or something like that, convert it into an app. Collaborate with the Android developers community in your university itself, and then release it as an app. Or you can make that as a project. Every lot of students, they say they are not able to get internship. Have you ever sat down and thought why you're not able to get internships? A lot of resumes I see, they have put Titanic as this project. If you put Titanic and M&S recognition as your project, nobody will even look at your resume after that. So ensure you get your resume very strong. Find out first, get your resume peer reviewed. I mean, there are a bunch of things which I had written in this particular slides, which I'll share it with you as well. So a lot of the reason why I'm covering these questions is because a lot of students in the universities where I take, they ask these questions. So find out good projects. So if you want to stand out from the crowd, find out some quality social theme-based projects, or check out with your professors. They will have a lot of ideas. So find out some good projects, work hard on it. And projects is very, very important, because no matter how many certificates you have, are you able to apply that knowledge into a real world project? That is a skill which the companies are looking. So you need to have a very strong GitHub profile, build up some portfolio of projects. It's good to have a website where you show all the portfolio of projects. And the next thing is, when you search for internships, a lot of students who come and tell me they're not able to find internships, because right now the situation is like 5 openings, some 500 people apply. So if you first go and search in these major internship sites, a lot of students approach me even without doing their homework. They wouldn't have searched in LinkedIn search, they wouldn't have checked out Internchala, they wouldn't have checked out Angel.co. Without doing any homework, directly going and approaching a person asking for internship is not right. First, do your homework, find out, okay, you're interested in computer vision, find out all the top 100 startups in India which are working in computer vision, find out who's the founder, who's the thing, are they hiring, send them a LinkedIn request. Does the website itself have the email ID where you can mail them your resume, ask for opportunities? Don't restrict yourself to India. There are a lot of Indian students whom I find they have a virtual internship with universities across the world. A lot of Indian students work with Stanford University as an intern and all. I've seen all of this in the LinkedIn. So don't restrict yourself to India. Now that everything has become virtual, apply aggressively for internships. And if you're not able to get an internship, try your hard. If you're not able to get internship, don't lose hope. You can create your own projects. All you require is a portfolio of projects. If you're not able to get your internship, then check with your professors, create your own projects. And the next thing is about Kaggle also has got job listings. So everyone goes through this failure is something there. I fail every day. And so what is more important is you should have the mindset to handle handling rejections in life is one of the key skills which you need to develop, because this might be a very simple statement, but you will realize the power of this statement as you progress in your life. And because a lot of people, because they are afraid of rejections, because they are scared they will fail, they don't even try. I did not try Kaggle because I thought I'll not make it. Because I thought only, sorry to say this, at some point, I think 2 years back, I thought Kaggle and all, only men can participate. See, all the grandmasters are only male. So I don't think I have any scope. That was my thought process 2 years back. And then it was an accidental journey into Kaggle as well. So I was the Women in Data Science core committee member for Bangalore. Bangalore was organizing this Women in Data Science conference. So I had to find one workshop speaker for the Datathon, and I was not able to find even a single women speaker at all. And no women speaker. Finally, we asked the Stanford permission, and we brought in a male speaker to conduct that workshop. That's when I realized there's not even a single. This was 2 years back. Now the situation has changed. A lot of women speakers out there. This was 2 years back, and this happened in the workshop happened in IIM Bangalore. We had a house full. We had there's a company called Yardley. We had a speaker who's a hackathon expert from Yardley, and then I thought I should definitely participate in that year hackathon, and I participated, but I didn't have much time. And so I just joined the competition with 4 people, never put any effort. Then I totally forgot about it. And then it was in August that year, 2019, that when I was having a panel discussion with a bunch of Kaggle experts and all that. It's when I started listening to these stories. They're all people like me. If they can do it, then I can also do it. So anybody can. It's the mindset, it's the thought process. So you'll have to get rid of your negative self beliefs, and start saying positive affirmations and all that. Also, have a check on the kind of people whom you are with. There's something called mirror neurons. So if people around you are going to talk continuously negative things, that will influence you without even you realizing it. So this is a concept which is being taught by a famous top neurosurgeon, neuroscientist, who's Vilayanu Ramachandran. He's from Tamil Nadu. He's one of the world famous neuroscientists. You can watch his TED Talk, which is a 5-minute video in YouTube, and he would have demonstrated the entire mirror neuron concepts in a real time with a particular patient. So mirror neurons is actually scientifically proved. So in the old age, they used to say this proverb: you are the sum total of 5 people whom you're with. That's scientifically, neuroscientifically proved now. So choose your friends wisely and choose the kind of people whom you hang out with wisely as well. And this is my advice for people to get started with data science, get started with Kaggle. There are a lot of questions which comes with regards to courses as well. I'll cover it if anyone has specific questions with regards to kind of courses to take. But this is my advice on how to get started with Kaggle. I'm sure there'll be a lot of questions which is coming up. I would like to hear your questions. We'll open up for questions now. I've made a post on that I'm going to speak in VIT Vellore on now. I'll just share the link to the post. Maybe you can amplify the post by liking it. I just shared it LinkedIn now. This is my LinkedIn post. I made a post about yesterday. I was taking a session in, I think it was a 3-hour workshop on deep learning for computer vision for NIT Tiruchirappalli. And so I just asked the students to amplify the post. Today it's for VIT Vellore, and day before yesterday it was for IIT Kharagpur. So it's like continuous session with all top universities I'm having this week. And so yeah. You can also follow me on Kaggle, and because I've kept a lot of my notebooks private right now, but I'll be making it public, a lot of research paper implementation shortly. And so this is my Kaggle profile, and you will be able to follow user here. There's a button follow users which you can click. Don't forget to apply for Kaggle BIPOC mentorship next year. This year you will have to keep a tab on it at November. And this is from me. Let's open up for questions. If you have questions, I'll take it.
Yeah. Okay. Any questions?
Yeah, any questions? I think, ma'am, listening to you, it means that we can do anything we can. That's, I think, a great feeling we have after your speaking session. It's actually really good to hear that.
Yeah, ma'am, it's an incredible honor to have you here. When we were going through your LinkedIn to write our thank you speeches and introduce you, I was practically squealing at how much you've done and how much you've accomplished, and it's so cool to be able to speak to you one-on-one.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be with you guys. Great job. I think VIT Vellore is always on the top in all the activities, and particularly the DSC club of VIT Vellore is doing an extraordinary job. The yearly activities which you do are amazing and outstanding. Keep doing great work. I've also been to the other VIT AP physically as well. So I was invited as a speaker to VIT AP as a physical speaker, I think in 2019 September. So I think I have a very deeper connection with the VIT University on the whole. Thank you so much for inviting me over.
Our pleasure.
There's a question here: how to deal with public and private data set in a competition. One of our team participated in a competition. We were on 7th public but slipped to 18th on the private leaderboard. And so there are a couple of questions. One is with regards to the data set, and the second is with regards to the private leaderboard. So this is one thing which is very important. See, I'll show you one of the experiences. I mean, a lot of my experiences. This is okay. I haven't shared the screen. I'll share my screen and I'll show you. So in Kaggle, you have this temptation to overfit. So you'll have to be, one important skill which you need to develop is you resist your temptation to overfit. So this is one competition, I'll tell you, Jane Street Market Prediction. This is a very, very simple competition. The solution to this competition is basic random forest, which even some 12th standard kid can write that. So the prize money is $100,000. You will not believe. The important solution to this competition, how come such a competition which is $100,000, the random forest and this multi-layer prescriptive MLP is going to be the solution? You might be wondering like that. The trickiest part is the test data has got 1 million rows, and you have restrictions, time restrictions. Your notebook shouldn't exceed more than 3 hours or 4 hours. You have time restrictions. So when you have such time restrictions and huge test data, you cannot use complex models, because you'll have to have the simplest model, which otherwise it will run out of time. So you have restrictions with regards to time. So you need to use a simple model. So my teammates were from, one of them was from IIT Roorkee, one of them was from Russia, and one of them was from Germany. And one of my teammates was over enthusiastic, and he was doing the seed tuning. All of you might be remembering, like, you set your seed for the notebook, right? He was tuning the seed, and he was literally telling me that seed, no, 1145 is giving high. I was telling you, see, it's not going to work out. Let's submit a simplest models. Finally we settled down. We thought whatever model my teammate chooses, we'll go with it. But he has chosen some model which was scoring very high on public leaderboard, and in private leaderboard we just went like 1,000 positions, more than 42% or something is where. But in the public we were so this is a public leaderboard. In the public leaderboard, we were in a very good position. We were in some top 20 or top 21 positions and something. And in the private leaderboard, we just went. So one of the important skills in Kaggle which you need to learn is your temptations to be top on the public leaderboard. That temptation is something which you need to control. Because a solution which is high performing in public leaderboard may not necessarily be the best solution. This is something which we lost out on the WITS as well. WITS Datathon, we were supposed to win third prize, but we did not select the solution which was giving us the third prize. We chose a solution which was scoring high on the public leaderboard. That's why we came sixth. Otherwise, we would have been one of the top 3 winners as well. We lost out in WITS. And so this is a key skill. Over a period of time you will show. I think this year was a very tough year for me. I lost 3 competitions. So if you see Cassava competition, which got over recently, I was in the silver, and then competition got over top 15%. This is one huge thing. And this is another competition, melanoma classification. I was in silver, competition got over, private leaderboard 41%. This is one thing which you will learn with experience over a period of time. It comes with experience. You'll have to fail a lot of times to actually get it right. Some people get it right in the second attempt itself. So one good thing is you can team up with extremely experienced Kaggle grandmasters or masters, Kaggle competition masters, which who might be able to guide you with their experience and insights. And that is also, you can have that mixture in your team with some experienced people and inexperienced people, so they'll be able to, when you're trying to overfit, they'll be able to point it out. When you take data sets, currently I'm also looking for collaborators. I'm planning to implement around 10 research notebooks for Intel, for a project with Intel. So computer vision with PyTorch or TensorFlow, if anyone is interested in implementing research papers, and particularly you're very strong in PyTorch or TensorFlow, you can reach out to me. We are a bunch of people. There are a lot of students from IIT Guwahati, there are a lot of students from NIT Tiruchirappalli, there are a lot of students from other IITs and NITs as well. So we are planning to implement around 10 research papers. This will be a collaboration effort with all the students across the world. I'll be like spearheading this project. This is an offline project. We'll be using it for multiple reasons. One of the thing is for Intel One API. And if you're very interested, please do reach out to me. And with regards to the collaboration with data set, for example, I'm taking you, this is a reasoning data set. This is one of the research papers which I'm like working with my collaborator in NIT Tiruchirappalli. He's a final year student from NIT Tiruchirappalli. We are trying to implement this research paper. He has created a data set. So he has added me as a collaborator in the data set. If you go to this metadata, he has added me as a collaborator. But the data set is private. So you will be able to change all these settings. If you go to just settings, you will be able to change the settings, whether you want to keep it as private or you want to make it. But data set, be very careful. Once you make it, this is a private data set right now. But once you make it public, you cannot make it private. So data set, you will have to be extremely careful when you're collaborating. But notebooks are not like that. Notebooks, anytime you can make it public, and anytime you can make it private. So right now, except for one notebook, all my notebooks are private. So in private, I have more than 100 notebooks, but none of my notebooks are public. So I have all nice genomics, data science notebooks, but all of it is private. So notebooks, anytime you can make it public and private, but the data set, once you make it public, you cannot make it private. So if your teammates, you can just add them as a collaborator. It can be a private data set, but you can add your teammate's email ID, so he will be able to have access to your private data set. So this is about notebooks and data sets. The distinction is there, and resisting the temptation comes with experience. Yeah. So if there are any other questions, then I'll take it.
Wow, ma'am. So really
I
interesting
think
to
we
hear.
covered everything, man.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So thank you so much for being here. We really, really appreciate you coming and taking the time out of your schedule to talk to all of us and inspire a whole new generation of Kagglers. So, yeah,
Thank you.
you.
Thank you, Ananya, and thank you, Lokesh, and thank you, Viraj, and the entire organizing team. Best wishes to VIT Vellore students, and hope to see many grandmasters from VIT Vellore. Do ping me on social media and let me know if that happens. Best wishes to everyone. Take care. Yeah.
A
Thank you.
pleasure,
All the
ma'am.
best for the event. Yeah, take care. Bye.
Okay. So now we're going to move on to our Agora session. It'll happen at 3. We'll be ending the session and then starting a new one. So make sure to join that. And yeah, we'll see you then.